Elijah Cummings, a civil rights champion and one of the most influential Democrats on Capitol Hill, died Thursday at the age of 68 of complications from long-standing health problems. First elected in 1996, the Maryland congressman, the son of sharecroppers, was a powerful speaker. Just one example from earlier this year came during a hearing on the poor conditions for children detained at the U.S.-Mexico border.
None of us would have our children in that position. They are human beings. When we are dancing with the angels, these children will be dealing with the issues that have been presented to them.
Former U.S. President Barack Obama among those paying tribute to Cummings, saying in part, may his example inspire more Americans to pick up the baton and carry it forward in a manner worthy of his service. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi honoring her colleague.
He was in the Congress, Elijah was considered a North Star. He was a leader of towering character and integrity. He lived the American dream.
As chairman of the House Oversight and Reform Committee, Cummings led several investigations into Donald Trump and often clashed with the U.S. president. In July, Trump calling Cummings a brutal bully who should concentrate on cleaning up his own Baltimore district.
People say, oh, you're just messing with the president because you don't like him. It's not about not liking the president. It's about loving democracy. It's about loving our country.
Cummings' committee, one of 3 panels leading impeachment probes into Trump. Pelosi says his replacement will be decided in the coming days as the inquiry moves ahead. Some of the latest developments in the inquiry coming from U.S. Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, who broke from Trump Thursday.
Are you here to salvage your reputation, sir?
According to his written testimony in U.S. media, telling the House panels he was disappointed by Trump's order to involve Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, in diplomatic matters with Ukraine, adding he didn't know until much later that Giuliani's agenda may have included a push for Ukraine to investigate Trump's political rival, Joe Biden. The impeachment inquiry centers on Trump's request for info on Biden, saying, I would like you to do us a favor to Ukraine's president on a July phone call. Last month, a whistleblower complaint raised concerns that Trump may have withheld nearly $400 million in aid to Ukraine before asking Ukraine's leader to look into that political rival. Then a bombshell admission Thursday afternoon coming from acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney.
Hey, guys.
Mulvaney acknowledged Trump held back aid for Ukraine in part to pressure Ukraine to look into allegations about a debunked 2016 election conspiracy theory.
I was involved with the process by which the money was held up temporarily, okay? 3 issues for that. The corruption in the country, whether or not other countries were participating in the support of the Ukraine, and whether or not they were cooperating in an ongoing investigation with our Department of Justice.
To be clear, what you just described is a quid pro quo.
We do that all the time with foreign policy.
Quid pro quo is a Latin phrase that means exchanging a favor for a favor. Trump has repeatedly denied such an exchange ever happened.
There was no quid pro quo. There was no quid pro quo.
A summary of Trump's July call with Ukraine's leader shows he brought up both Biden and the conspiracy theory mentioned by Mulvaney. A swift reaction from the Democrat leading the impeachment probe.
Things have just gone from very, very bad to much, much worse.